Good afternoon. My name is David Myers. I'll be your professor for biological issues and sociology. It opens tomorrow, so I am filming just a short video to give you an overview, to discuss my expectations, and just to go over some housekeeping details. Now, if you're watching the video, and I assume you are, that means you were able to find it on the website, which is a good thing. But we're going to talk a little bit about D2L Brightspace as well. If you open it up, you will find announcements. You'll find a welcome. The welcome includes such things as my phone number. We'll talk about that more in a bit. It talks about the need to keep up with the reading for the course, because this is an 8-week course. The pace is strenuous and the reading is intense. And so you need to be able to keep up with the reading if you're going to be successful in the course. There is a link on the front page to this video. That may be where you found it, or you might have found it in content. But that being the case, let's go ahead, click on where it says materials, and then go to content. And when you open that up, you will see course information. You'll see assignment information. You'll see textbook section. Let's start with course information. First of all, click on syllabus and schedule. Boom. When you do that, the syllabus and the schedule comes up, and let's go over that together. If this were a lecture course, that's what we would be doing. We would be going over the syllabus and schedule the first night in class. So first is a course description. The typical boilerplate, Northwest Technical College, the address, the date, and again, my cell phone number. Let's go into that before we go into anything else. That is my actual cell phone number. It is not the number to an office at the college. If you call that number, you'll get me. Usually students don't. They feel like it's an imposition. Let me just say, if you need to call, call. My time is your time. I wouldn't have a job if I didn't have students, and I love to teach. So if you need to ask questions, don't hesitate to call. That being said, Sundays from 8 o'clock until 1 o'clock, I'm a little bit busy. My main job is I'm a minister, and so I'm in the pulpit or visiting with my congregation. But after 1 o'clock, feel free to call. Up to about 9. I know you guys are younger, and so you probably stay up to all hours. I'm an older guy who's got 2 thumbs and likes to go to bed at 9. This guy. So if it's an emergency, feel free to call after 9. But by emergency, I mean you've been shot and you need me to call a paramedic or something like that. But any other time, I get up very early in the morning, but generally calls between 8 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock at night are excellent. You can text me on the same number. If you don't want to chat, we can do the, yes, I know I'm old, but look, no arthritis. I can use my thumbs. I know how to text, and I can get text at that number as well. Or email me. I don't sit on my email 24/7, but I check it a couple times a day. So that being said, if you need to talk to me, text me, email me, whatever. My time is your time. You're paying my salary, as it were, except you really are. And so don't hesitate to call. All right. There are no prerequisites for this course. That being said, we are talking about making college writing a prec because, oh my goodness, there are so many writing assignments, and sometimes I look at them and cry. You know, you need to write in clear, concise English without texting lingo or cursing, and general MLA format is very easy for me to understand, or APA format. But at any rate, write your assignments in clear, concise English with proper punctuation, and everything's great. But there are no prereqs. Um, I have some measurable course outcomes. You can read those. Competencies, you can read those. Let's talk about methods to assess competence. There are four of them. There is required reading, there are examinations, there are case studies, and discussion boards. This is your textbook. It is Lewis Vaughn's Bioethics Principles, Issues, and Cases, second edition. If you have the first edition, you can make do with that. You'll just have to watch the pages that I list in the syllabus. But this is it. This is the book that you should have. If you don't have it yet, no problem. Get it. Get it as soon as possible. And I have a couple of chapters already listed out that you can find in the content section. Just read chapters 1 and 2 that way. All right, methods to assess competence. Now let's talk about assignments, and that will tell you how the two are integrated. First, there are discussion boards worth 30% of your grade, or 30 points. You're going to begin at least 2 threads for each section, not chapter. You're going to respond to at least 4 other threads per section. So basically, you are going to be making no less than 6 postings. This will help get you involved with your classmates. It will help make the material a little bit more real and practical. Now, listen, the postings need to be thoughtful, thought-provoking. They can even be controversial as long as they are respectful. But one-sentence postings consisting of a sentence like, "I totally agree with you, dude," don't qualify. They won't count towards the required postings. So I don't care what you post. Just make sure that it's, thoughtful and some effort is put into it. Each section posting needs to be completed by the end of the exam cycle for the section. Which brings us to exams. The course is broken into 3 sections. Each section has a corresponding examination, and each is worth 10% of your grade. So if there are 3 exams, that's worth 30 points, worth 30% of your total grade. And we'll talk more about how they're set up in a moment. There is a reading report. All this is you turning into the correct Dropbox or assignment section 1 line, not per section, but at the end of the course saying, "I," and your name, "have completed 100%, 90%, whatever, of the assigned reading." Now, if you say if you did 100%, that means 10 points and on down. If you tell me you only read 2% of the reading, that's worth 2 points. So you need to tell me what percentage of the reading that you've completed. It's simple. And then you get that grade. I have to say it this way because I've had a student in the fairly recent past that filed a complaint because the student said that they completed, 20%. And I gave them 2 points. And then they complained because, "Well, I was honest. I should get full credit because I was honest. I could have lied." Now, they sent a copy of this to the dean, and the dean wasn't impressed by their arguments. This is an ethics course, and you just told me that you should have lied about how much you read. What you tell me you read, I assume that you're telling me the truth. So if you tell me you read 20%, you're going to get 2 points. and so on. Let's see, that's the reading report. And oh gosh, I have that it's due to May. I need to change that. See, I found a mistake in the syllabus already. I'll fix it, and by the time you see it, it'll be fixed. Chapter exercises. In the table below, you will find the assignments for each chapter. You only choose one assignment for each section. Don't do them all. Some students do and then say, man, that was a lot of work. Well, it is. That's why you only choose one. Now, this is worth 10 points each. So each assignment will require quite a bit of effort. At least 3 to 4 pages. Now, 3 to 4 pages double spaced. But you can't just throw it together at the last second. I usually, and in the past, have requested that you do a term paper. Now, I've done away with the assignment of a term paper in lieu of these large assignments per section. So do a good job on them. Let's see, they are due as follows. Your exams are open at 3 different periods for 1 week each. 31 October through 7 November is examination number 1. It covers chapters 1 through 4. On November the 7th, by midnight, that's a Monday, you need to be done with the exam and have your discussions done and also have your assignment turned in. So 7 November, all of this needs to be done. You can take the test any time that you wish between 31 October and 7 November. You don't need a proctor. You don't need any special program. Just take it. I assume that you won't cheat. If I discover that you've cheated, then you'll fail the class. You'll be removed from the class. I don't go looking to find out if students cheat. I assume that you don't. I don't know how I would find out that you did, but it's an ethics class, so please be honest. At any rate, 31 October through 7 November. 7 November is when the discussion board is due. It's when your assignment is due. Then the second exam is 21 through 28 November. So everything's due the 28th of November. And the third section, 12 through 19 December. So 19 December. If there's a reason you cannot take the exam as scheduled, or you want to finish it early for some reason, contact me. So you'll find your chapter assignments in the syllabus or on the board under chapter assignments. But right here, it shows you exactly what you need to do. For instance, in section 1, which is 4 chapters, there's nothing in chapter 1 or 2. But in chapters 3 and 4, you will find assignments and you'll choose one of those options to turn in. Clearly identify it at the top of the paper. Let's see, section 2 is chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8. Section 3 is chapters 9, 10, and 11. Grading, it's typical A, B, C, D, F. And it's, 100 to 90 is an A. 80 through 89 is a B, and so forth. I've given you the course schedule, the reading assignment schedule I've already given you. Everything needs to be turned in by the 23rd of December. That is the end of the class. That is your syllabus. So get out of the syllabus, go back to table of contents, and you will see introduction and expectation video. It's what you're watching now. Below that, you'll see instructor information, just a little bit about me, but I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is David Myers. I've been with Northwest Tech for almost 11 years. I've taken nursing courses, LPN through RN, right here at the university. Um, Originally, I went to the University of the State of New York, where I earned a Bachelor of Science degree in history and business. I got a dual degree. They're not minors, they're both majors. Um, I attended Southern California Seminary, where I earned an MRS and an MA. Um, Gosh, I don't have everything on here. Um, Luther Rice, where I got a DMin, and I have a DD, a Doctor of Divinity from Midwest College of Biblical Studies. I'm retired Navy. I moved here 13 years ago, and I have 2 dogs, a wife, and 8 grandkids. 6 kids, 8 grandkids. But they all live in California, except for one who moved here. I've served in various capacities at different colleges. I was a professor of Bible and theology at Southern California Seminary, an adjunct professor of Bible at Christian Heritage College, an adjunct instructor of humanities at Vincennes in Southern Illinois, an adjunct instructor at Oak Hills here in Bemidji. I have been a pastor and associate pastor at a number of churches, and I've written a couple of books. That's me. I look forward to spending this semester with you. Let's go back to content. I hear my dogs fighting in the background. Guys, knock it off. They're wrestling, not fighting. Let's see. I have a video here for you to enjoy. It's Monty Python's Argument Clinic, and it kind of gives you an example of what an argument is and what an argument isn't. The assignments, if you click on them, they will give you the information about the assignments for instructions for discussion board. I'm going to click it. It comes up and it says each student is required to post at least 6 times on each section's discussion board. 2 postings will be original and 4 will be in response. And it just gives you the information that I've given you on this video. However, what I haven't said yet is you need to read every posting in order to get full credit. So you can get, so many points for making the postings, but then you're going to get additional points for how many you read. Now, in the past, hold on a second. In the past, I have had a lot of students complain that they went to bed and there were 40 postings, and they get up the next morning and there are 100 postings. So students are making last minute posts. I would prefer you don't do that, but there's nothing I can do about it. That being said, I am not going to grade the reading until Wednesday morning. So everything is due by Monday morning, but I'm going to give you time to read those last minute postings. So don't worry. You'll have time as long as you get up on Monday morning and read them. I'm not going to hold it against you that some students post at the last minute. So go back to materials, go back to content, and you will see instructions for the discussion board, examination, chapter assignments, and the extra credit. That being said, let me warn you about my exams. They're hard. They're tough. This reading is difficult. It's philosophy. One thing I don't want to be reading in the discussions is, oh, the reading is so hard. The reading is difficult. This is a college course in philosophy. Of course, the reading is difficult. It's 3 units. And, I expect that you are able to keep up with that. And so post about anything that interests you from the chapters, but I don't want to hear about how hard the reading is or how boring the reading is. But as I said, the tests are hard. And so go to assessments, click quizzes, and look, I have chapter 1, 2, 3, all the way through 11 practice exams. I take the exams straight off of the practice exams. So, and you could take these an unlimited amount of times. So take the practice exams. There's no surprises on the regular exam. Some of you will do this, some of you won't. Some people will get upset. Oh, the tests are so hard. They are. Um, do the reading to the best of your ability. Take the practice tests, and you will do very well on the exams. But if you don't, that's okay too. Open your exam. Say you get a 40 on the exam, and some of you do. You open the test up. You grade the test. Don't cut and paste it, but grade the exam. Correct it. Tell why B is the correct answer, even though you selected C. And I will raise your grade. If you got a 40, I'll raise it all the way up to a 70. I don't want this test or this class to be about exams. I want it to be about critical thinking. And there you have it. Do the practice test, do the reading, and also the reading. I know it's difficult. It truly is. I'm warning you about that up front. But what I will say is you don't have to master the reading. You just have to do it. You might have to do it 2 times, but I get a lot of students that will write in the reading report, well, I read everything, but I couldn't understand it. Well, guess what? Reading it is reading it. You get credit for that. And so I don't expect you to master the material. This is a freshman, sophomore level course. You're not expected to be expert ethicists at the end, but I do expect you to do your best. And so, voila, read it and you've read it. It counts. Practice tests and your actual tests. Let's go back to materials, content, and you will see the chapter PowerPoints. These aren't mine, these are right from the company. But they will help you. Let's see. Let's open everything at once. Let's see if we can do that. Assignments, textbooks. All right. I think I have answered everything that I can answer. Email me with problems, email me with questions, and I will get back to you. I think you should enjoy this course. I've heard some students hate it, some students like it. Excuse me. But I think, you get out of it what you put into it. And so with that, I will say best wishes for a wonderful semester, and have a great day, and hit this chapter, as soon as possible. Bye-bye.